right, all you listeners to the madness, and I guess a couple of you graveyard shift workers out there tonight, welcome back to Under the Radar. And for any of you out there wondering why in the world aren't we going under our Wednesday night format, well, for 3 reasons. 1, we wanted to end off this summer of RPG this year with a little dose of madness. That's 1. 2, well, this is our regular night for madness. Even though we said anytime, anyplace, anywhere, our home is to kick off your work week with a little dose of madness. And 3, well, yeah, revert back to what we said for number 1. That's the key reason why in the world we're here on this Monday night. And with us properly giving you an explanation of why in the world your month is being gatewayed with a little dose of madness, I think it's time for us to take out our left-handed scissors and cut out some very interesting newspaper clippings from this past weekend and beyond for another edition of Yesterday's News. And in our first Yesterday's News story, and in sad news from the world of professional wrestling, Bullet Bob Armstrong unfortunately died this past week at the age of 80 years old. And I, for one, do not remember his earlier career a part of several different wrestling companies, but I do remember the fact that this man held the tag team championship of Global Championship Wrestling alongside with his son Steve Armstrong, and not to mention played a big part of trying to keep the group from Impact Wrestling together of the 3 Live crew when BG James, or Kip James, decided to join the group. And that would lead to the Latin American Exchange, the James Gang, and of course R-Truth, or aka K-Quick, going on a solo career again for the first time in years. So yeah, he played a big role in several different factions and groups in Impact Wrestling before he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, for those who don't know, and something we forgot to include, he's not only the father of the Road Dogg Jesse James, but he's also the father of Steve Armstrong, Brad Armstrong, and the referee of referees that I knew from way back when, and I got a feeling was a part of the Authority's crooked referee plan of Scott Armstrong as well, who I think is still a part of WWE as we speak. Nice! And we here at Under the Radar would like to say on behalf of the legendary career of one Bullet Bob Armstrong, may your work live on forever, and may you forever rest in peace. And in other yesterday's news, and in sad news from the world of movies, Chadwick Boseman, better known as the Black Panther, unfortunately died as of this past week at the age of 43 years old due to colon cancer. Now, for those who didn't know, he was battling for years for stage 4 prostate cancer and was still able to not only film the Black Panther, but be a part of such great projects, not only as Jackie Robinson in 42, James Brown in Get On Up, Thurgood Marshall in the movie Marshall, and even a part of the Spike Lee creation, a part of Netflix known as The Five Bloods, and also a part of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is currently in post-production as we speak. And the fact that he was able to do all of these great roles and still remain humble in the world of Hollywood tells you a lot about this man's character, and not to mention the fact of how popular Black Panther was. Yeah, tells you a lot. And in a double news report, folks, for those who missed it this past weekend, ABC would decide to do a tribute to Chadwick Boseman by having a free, uninterrupted airing of the movie Black Panther from 8 p.m. all the way up until 10:20 with a 40-minute special on Chadwick Boseman, which was very nice by ABC. And unfortunately I missed it, but I got a feeling I will see that movie in the near future and proudly report upon it for something for the Indie Radio Arcade. And we here at Under the Radar would like to say on behalf of Chadwick Boseman, may your work live on forever, and may you forever rest in peace. And in other news, and hopefully better news to raise the mood up for this week, for you fans of the Scream series and always wanted to see some form of reboot for it, then I have some good news for you. Because it's been announced as of this past week that there will be a reboot for Scream and it will debut as of January 14th of 2022. And the fact that they've announced that not only Courtney Cox and David Arquette will be a part of this said series, along with Melissa Barrera and of course Jenna Ortega involved in the series, I have a good feeling about this movie. Even though I wasn't a big fan of the Scream series as a kid, yeah, I got a good feeling about how this movie's gonna go. And for those out there who wants to go ahead and check out any other cool news for this reboot of the Scream series that will be hitting your TV screens or silver screens by January 14th, you can head on over to the website only known as Bloody Disgusting to check it out for yourself. And with that said, folks, wraps it up for another edition of Yesterday's News. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more madness as Under the Radar continues right after this. So don't miss out on that madness just yet, folks, and stay tuned